Yes, squad, and welcome to today's training. So I think this will be a really important one, no matter where you're at on your journey as part of Unbreakable or the Signature Service. So we can see the people that started just 3 weeks ago, 21 days. There's some massive wins being shared in the Facebook group now. Some big results coming in. And the reality is the people achieving the best results, and this goes for life, not just this transformation, whichever kind of plan you're on. Succeeding in life, succeeding in body transformation, succeeding in mind transformation, succeeding in your business, in your career, in your relationship, in any area of life, I guarantee you will come down to one very clear word. And that word is consistency. You don't need talent. You don't need to be gifted. You don't need to be privileged. You don't need any of the things that many people will think they need in order to succeed. The thing that we need is consistency. And over time, it won't be the people that work the hardest or the longest that get the results. It will be the people that work the most consistently. And this is why I'm so big on everything that we are doing having to be sustainable. This is why I don't starve people and put you all on 1,200, 1,500 calorie diets with zero carbohydrate, fish and a rice cake, broccoli, and all that shazam, because you won't be able to do it consistently. This is why I don't ask people to train and do fasted cardio in the morning and then go back and do a weight session and train 7 times a week every week, because you won't be able to do it consistently. So, anyone can be great or put top effort in for a period of time, can't they? We've discussed this before. This is when we're in stage one of the emotional cycle of transformation, which is uninformed optimism. As we've said, this is the start. This is when motivation is high. This is when we've invested. This is when we've made the New Year's resolution. This is when we've signed up to the new plan. This is when we've said, right, this is it. My time. I'm ready. I'm in. Let's go. And you see this all throughout the fitness, nutrition, and mindset. People go hell for leather at it. And this is why I released a reel on this last night. If you've got, guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I would follow me on Instagram if you want loads of extra mindset stuff. I post a motivational reel every single day. So Lee Freeman UK _. So you've got some extra little reminders in the reels on there. But I actually did, sorry about this one, ladies. I actually did a reel last night that was called Stop Blowing Your Load So Early, which is a consistent problem for the male sex, isn't it? But there was an actual genuine reason into that, because anyone can go hard and fast and keep everything going for 30 seconds, 3 weeks, 30 days, whatever it is. But essentially, it never goes anywhere. And this is why I'm so against, well, it might go somewhere. This is why I'm so against this all or nothing. Yes, every week, people give me that as an objection, as a reason for not getting started. Oh, yeah, Lee, I'm just going to do it after X because I'm an all or nothing person. You're not, you're full of shit. Like, all or nothing person doesn't exist. Like, you didn't pop out of your mother an all or nothing person. You weren't an all or nothing person at school. You've created all or nothing as a bullshit reason as to why you can't do the things that you keep saying you're going to do to get the things that you want. That's the truth. Because what we're saying is, if we're saying I'm an all or nothing person, and don't, if you're getting triggered by that, it's only because you're the truth, because it's the truth. We only get triggered by the truth, right? And I too have said it many times, I'm an all or nothing person. I'm either all in or I'm not, until I learned this. Now, I'm not talking about things like being all in a relationship. I'm talking about goals. I'm talking about focus and things that we're driven to achieve. Because what you're saying is, if you're an all person, that means you have to do all of the things all of the time at 10 out of 10. And that is a one-way road to burnout, exhaustion, and quitting. Oh, it's getting too tough now. I can't keep this up, because you set your expectations too high. You tried to train too much. You didn't include rest. And then the opposite is, so if I'm an all person, then I'm always going to lead to burnout, exhaustion, and quitting, because I can't keep going at that pace, blowing my load too early. Or I'm a nothing person, which means I'm sat at home on the fence, getting splinters in my ass, never taking action, because I believe I have to be all or nothing. You don't. Okay. And like I said, it's not the people that work the hardest, the longest, and the all people that get the amazing results. It's the people that work consistently. It's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. Okay. Consistency is the secret sauce to success. Strive to be consistent, not successful. Strive to be consistent, not smashing it. Because when what I'm trying to say is consistency. If we strive to be consistent, not successful, then success will come as a result of consistency. Does that make sense? Success is a byproduct of being consistent, not something that you chase, not something that you get hold of. It's not a destination. Okay. It's something we move towards through consistency. And the reality is, hard work and effort and all this smashing it can sometimes get you where you want to go, but it's consistency that will keep you there. So hard work, effort, smashing it might get you there, but consistency will keep you there. Anyone can smash it for 30 days. Can you smash it for 3 years? And in reality, to my own journey as well, I've been consistently training since on this journey, post breaking my neck, for 10.5 years now. Consistently training. That's why I'm lean all year round. That's why I've managed to build muscle and keep muscle, because I'm consistent. I don't smash myself to pieces for 90 days until I can't move, and then quit for 90 days and then go back to square one and then repeat, because I've done that and I've understood that it doesn't work. But again, looking into those that succeed and those that don't, and only you know where you are in this journey. But average people who get average results or no results at all do the work sometimes. People who are below average, and I shouldn't really use this word, but it's the word I wrote down, so I'm going to, because I'm authentic. Below average people, or losers, never even get started. Now, you're not one of those, because you wouldn't be watching this. It's the same as there's two types of procrastinator, okay? There's a pathological procrastinator, and there's a circumstantial procrastinator. A circumstantial procrastinator does it because of circumstances. They create reasons in their life why, I can't do it now because of X. A pathological procrastinator would never even be here, because they're just the princesses sat on the couch thinking that maybe one day someone is just going to come and rescue me and make my life better. Circumstantial procrastinators take action, but then struggle throughout. So average people do the work some of the times. Below average people never even get started or quit after a few days. If you are someone watching this who is thinking about quitting, has already quit, has mentally checked out, ask yourself why. Because the truth is, we'll always do what we're consistent to what we want, and we'll be consistent to what we're committed to. So if you're not being consistent, then you're not committed. And we've already done the training on that the commitment is one of the keys to success. So The difference between the people that win, the people that succeed, the people that get the body transformation, the life transformation, and the results and the life that they've always wanted is that they do the work most of the time, not all of the time. Those are the people that hit pure excellence. Okay, so good people will still get results doing the work most of the time, but the people that achieve world-class results in a sustainable fashion do the work all of the time, no matter how tough it gets, no matter how much challenge they face, and especially when they don't feel like it, which is the ultimate key. Doing the work when you don't feel like it is the ultimate key to success. If you're all about your feelings, I feel like this, I feel like that, I don't feel like this, I don't feel like that, and you've become all about your feelings and you've developed that as a habit, that's why you're not succeeding, because you're not about developing consistency and commitment towards the goal that you want, which means I will do the work no matter what because I'm committed to what I want. The opposite, which I'm talking about, that is I will do the work some of the times because I'm not really committed, and I will really not do it when I don't feel like it. But successful people do it all of the time, especially when they don't feel like it, and especially when nobody is watching. Trust me, I get this. Last night, I did 5 times 1,200-meter sprints, around about between 5 and 6 minutes for each sprint, with a 200-meter run in between. It was horrible. I kind of loved it. I did get into a good groove and it felt great at one point, but I didn't want to go back and do it last night. I didn't feel like it. I'd had a long day. I picked Logan up from school. I got rammed in traffic, got to Nats at about 6 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock before I left Nats, and I could so easily just have gone home, had some food, put the heating on, got on the couch and fell asleep. But I'm committed to 200 miles. I'm committed to my coach and I want success and I'm committed to doing what I said I would. So that means I can't not do that run because I don't feel like it. But just like all the things that we've discussed, consistency is a habit. And you probably never thought of it as a habit. And I've said this before, show me your habits and I'll show you your results. Show me what you do every day and I'll show you your results. Show me what you do every weekend, I'll show you your results. Show me your plan and your schedule and I will show you your results. Because as Aristotle famously said, we are what we consistently do. And that's something to remember. That is probably one of the most impactful short quotes you can ever take home. We are what we consistently do. So if we consistently complain, blame, and justify, we're a victim. If we consistently don't do the work when we don't feel like it, we're a loser. If we consistently keep giving up, we're a quitter. Okay, we are what we consistently do. If you consistently do the work when you don't feel like it and no one's watching, you will be a winner. But just like you don't need to be successful to get started, you do need to get started to be successful. And likewise, you don't need to be amazing at anything to be consistent at it. But if you want to be amazing at anything, then you do need to be consistent, because results don't come from a sometimes attitude. They come from an all the time attitude, especially when I don't feel like it. And doing the work when you don't feel like it, doing the work when you're tired, doing the work when no one is watching, doing what you said you would, irrelevant of how you feel, and long after the mood that you said it in is past, is what's called integrity. So develop the consistent habit of having integrity, honesty, because only the weak believe in luck. Strong people believe in whatever it fucking takes. I don't care if I'm tired, I'm going to do the work. I don't care if it's raining, I'm going to go for a run. I don't care if so-and-so is not supporting me. I don't need them because I've got my own back. I don't care if I haven't yet got the results that I expected to with the work that I've done. I will work until I do. I don't care that I failed. I will continue until I succeed. Failure doesn't exist unless you quit. Failure, F-A-I-L, first attempt in learning. But what you do every day is what matters. what you do consistently every day, how you think, how you speak, your habits, how you eat. Do you have the habit of consistently and accurately weighing and tracking your food every day? If not, you've just found out why you're not getting the results you want. Do you have the habit of doing what you said you would? Have you committed to doing 31 minutes of cardio every day since the 1st of January, irrelevant of how you're feeling? Or have you started to skip days? Have you started to find excuses why it's different for you, why you're maybe not going to achieve results, why maybe this plan isn't right for you? Maybe you don't have the headspace right now. Think about what habits you are developing, because consistency is the most important one. Consistency, integrity, and discipline, and commitment. Consistency trumps talent every time. Consistency trumps knowledge. Consistency trumps luck. You don't need to be talented, but you need to commit and develop those habits of discipline and consistency. And we know to have discipline, what do we need? Ding dong, light bulb, a plan. Because if we don't have a plan, then we don't have anything to be disciplined to. And as I said, effort will get you there. Hard work will get you there. Anyone can work hard for a short period of time, but consistency is what will keep you there. So remember, it's about being consistent on the journey, not how fast I can reach the outcome. It's about being consistent and meticulous with the habits and the processes, not focusing on the prize. So start to think today in life, where can I be more consistent? What habits do I need to stop? What things do I need to stop saying and doing? Have I developed the habit of doing things dependent on how I'm feeling? If not, then how can I develop the habit of realizing that my plan, not my feelings, dictates my actions, because my goals are important and I'm committed to them. Diana wants to ask a question. I love it. I'm going to unmute you. She's working.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
I was just doing my workout, and then out of the sudden, I was just checking my heart rate on the handles, and it's gone down to like 45.
It's gone down
heart
to
rate,
what?
45.
Yeah.
And I was like really panicking. I was, oh my God, I'm dying. And then that's why I got out of the Zoom meeting. And then I checked again and then gone up to 126. Is this normal?
They're just not accurate. You'll see mine. I wear, obviously, even my watch isn't very accurate, and machine's definitely not accurate. That's all over the shop. If you were working like that and your heart rate was 45, you would be fitter than Mo Farah. You would be the world's fittest woman. Okay. Based on
I wish.
based on even listening to your breath as you're working there, it's also way higher than 46. The our maximum heart rate is 220 minus our age. So
Wow.
220 minus 43. So mine would be 157. Yeah, I can push it past that. But even watches, unless you're actually wearing a heart rate strap, it's not something to overthink. And I've said this before, because people are like, the treadmills have those old things, don't they? When we're like, oh, if you work at 60% of your max heart rate, it's a fat burning zone.
Yeah.
Work at 80%, it's a cardio zone. Well, to me, just work as hard and as long as you can within that kind of between half an hour and 60-minute period, because Antonia and I were discussing this last night, actually. Like, and I almost let a rant about this on my Facebook and my Instagram. I'm just going to mute your mic because I can hear. Because like I went into the gym last night and I thought, no, I don't want to do this because it's a bit anti and it's not right, but it's helpful at the same time. So whilst I was doing my runs, there was this young lady on the treadmill next to me and she was walking. And I saw the stats when she finished her walk, right? She'd been walking for 60 minutes and she'd walked 3.1 kilometers. Like there was no redness. She wasn't out of breath. So the reason why I didn't post it was because I thought someone's going to take this the wrong way. Now, if someone is at a level of being that unfit that that's the only thing that they can do, then that is absolutely fine. But the reality is, she was a fit, young, healthy individual. She's just choosing to do that. And it's either because she's fucking lazy and she just wants to go, oh yeah, I go to the gym every night, but I actually don't really burn any more calories than I probably would walking the dog, because I don't want to get sweaty and I don't want to put the work in and I don't want to experience that discomfort. Or potentially she could have got some of this misguided information where you see bodybuilders and bikini models, you just see them walking to burn fat because you burn more fat when you work at a lower intensity. Well, one, it's not strictly backed by science in journals. And two, even the research that is backed on that. So if we're saying like we burn more body fat working at 60%, well, okay, and the percentages are negligible. Well, if she's working for 60 minutes, and I would estimate if she walked 3 kilometers, she probably burnt 200 calories. Well, science might say, or Guru Josh might say that 60% of those 200 calories came from body fat because she was working at a lower intensity. Wow, great. So 100 calories. Now, imagine, so I'm next to her and I only worked for 41 minutes, but I think I burnt nearly 700 calories. Well, even if the percentage was way on, even if my percentage was only 30% came from fat, it's still higher than her 60% based on the lower thing. And it's so confusing because these graphs are actually on machines. So I can see why people get confused by it. But, you know, the phrase I go back to is, you know, working at that intensity, you know, 60% of fuck all is fuck all. So if you're barely burning any calories, I don't really care what percentage came from fat because you barely burnt any calories. And she's not getting the cardiovascular benefits of fitness, the endorphin releases of actually having a proper workout. She was just literally like, if she was walking any slower, the fucking treadmill would have stopped and said, is there actually a user on this? I'm not even exaggerating. And there's not just her, there's a host of people that are doing this in gyms. So, you know, within whatever time span you have, my advice is always work as long and as hard as you can, at a sustainable pace that you can be consistent with, as we've discussed. Because, you know, the more amount of calories you burn, the more you're going to progress, irrelevant of science trying to get some skewed information on, you know, what percentage is coming from fat and what percentage is coming from glycogen. And again, all those numbers would be completely individual to the person based on their age, height, weight, type of diet they're on, carbohydrate consumption and everything else in between. So yeah, my advice would always be, you know, work at, you know, 70-80% of your max and burn as many calories as you can. The only time I've done low intensity steady state like that or have advised it is when people are prepping for competitions. And, you know, some bikini models and some male models will go down to between 8 and 1200 calories, you know, 4 weeks out from a show. On top of that, they will be doing heavy weight sessions. So they'll be in this monumental deficit. They'll be completely depleted. There will be no glycogen in their body. They will be absolutely shredded and lean as. They're just trying to get that tiny little bit, last bit of body fat off to get on stage. And the reason why they do low intensity steady state is because, you know, I've had guys who are having to come off the treadmill, even walking, because they're cramping, because they're that tired, they're on that lower food and they're that lean already, they can't do anymore, which is, you know, that's less than 1% of the population. So that is the only time that I would advise it. But the sad thing is that people see these guys that are in good shape. Oh, he just goes in and walks on the treadmill. Well, he does, but he's also 7% body fat and he's probably done weights for 90 minutes this morning. So he needs to do that because that's the only thing he's got left in his body to do. For someone who's, you know, carrying 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever stone of body fat that they want to get off, is completely useless and non-optimal for their results. So work as hard and as long as you can, as you are now. Guys, have an amazing day. Tomorrow we'll be back. I'm going to post up in the group tonight as well, but today is going to be the final day for the mindset day if you're wanting to come, because I need to get all the numbers for the food to the hotel tomorrow. So it is the Lance Chance Saloon. Have an amazing day. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.